Okay, and let me share my window. Okay. Yeah, so can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see. Um, there are two, and in the console you can see two big long numbers, right? One is for the master page and one is for the title
Right.
pop-up window. So are they always unique? They won't be, there won't be same for any of the web page that we will have it
Yes,
for our product.
very true. Because whenever you newly launch that window, the unique ID is generated for you. The reason, uh, in fact, in background, like what happens is Selenium always considers a new instance of any browser as having some new ID. Okay, it's like because there might be multiple Firefox windows that might have been open on the machine. So, uh, keeping the same, if we keep the same ID for the same browser, the browser window which is loading make my trip uh, URL, then it becomes difficult for the OS itself to figure out as to what Firefox browser it should load with different URL. So just not to much confuse you, yes, this whenever there is a new browser that is new instance that will be launched, it will be having a unique ID. Okay, so not necessary. Uh,
So is it
yeah,
is it given by the developer or is it
no,
generated by the
this is
uh,
coming from the Firefox
WebDriver?
process.
So this is applicable only for the Firefox?
No, no, no. This is applicable for all the browsers.
Same unique ID will be there. No matter
No,
which
no,
browser I am using.
it varies from browser to browser. So you don't need to worry about what unique ID comes up. You just have to catch it in a variable for that particular session. While switching the windows, it is beneficial. That's the reason we are catching it in the variables. If you see here, because once I quit the browser, then these window handles no more, like they are no more valid. That's the reason before before closing these pop-up windows or any windows that have been opened, make sure that you have utilized them before closing them. Once you
Okay,
close it,
so
yeah,
once you save it, they are there for all the time.
they are there within the scope of the execution of that particular script. So consider that from top to bottom, if I execute till I reach to this point, they have like they are the variables which have caught those IDs are alive. Once you once you finish the script and close the browser, they they are no more valid. So in the next test case or next script, if you say that okay, I have a login pop-up window ID which I had already caught, then this won't be valid in those scripts. So in that case, it becomes very critical to catch the the runtime window handle at that moment. Uh, so whenever again you run this test case, make sure that you are catching the window handle again in a variable in that particular test case or any other script and perform these things. So this you have to do every time because every new instance of browser that gets launched in that particular test test case. So if there are 5 to 6 test cases which are demanding you to work with pop-ups and switch the windows, so you have to do this. You have to repeat this script of code. You can't say that okay, I have a login pop-up window which I've already caught in previous test case, and can I use the same variable? No, that won't help you because the login pop-up window in this test case had a instance of a browser which was closed and then opened again in the next test case. So once you close the browser window, it is a window, right? It has a unique ID, but the life of that unique ID is only within the scope till it is up and running. Once you close it, the unique ID gets vanished, and once you again relaunch that pop-up window or any other same window, then it will definitely get new ID. So you have to catch these handles.
Okay. Okay.
Hey,
Another question.
Pawan?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so in yesterday's scripts that you had sent it, it says on the top, actually, if you see, it says import and three dots. Whereas till yes, before that, you are writing import from Selenium WebDriver, right?
These ones you saying?
Any reasons you see here? It says from Selenium import WebDriver.
Hmm.
Okay, but login function, which I had got it, it says login. It starts from login functionality.
Right.
I don't see anywhere which you say. I don't see anywhere you are saying that import from Selenium. I don't see that from Selenium import WebDriver. I I don't see it here.
Uh,
I think when I brought it here, it is not here. It says
so
login
this,
functionality,
okay.
switch in between window pop-ups, clear cookies.
So if this,
When I'm keeping on, yeah.
so if
So
this
when I'm
file
keeping
request,
on top of that import three dots, I can see that from Selenium import WebDriver from time import sleep. I
okay.
can take a screenshot and send it to you.
No, if you can check,
I'll send it to you as a screenshot.
like where are you going to send me? Are you going to mail me?
I'll send it to the Pavan email. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what was the thing? I just lost something. Is it Kavita?
No, this is Hema.
And so what was your question, Hema, in that?
1 second, I'll send him the screenshot so he will be able to show us. I'm
Oh,
sending it to Pavan at ponkar@gmail.com.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I sent already.
Yeah, just so Hema, can you see my screen?
No, I cannot. Yeah, now I can see. See, can you see that import three dots?
Oh, yeah. Can you expand that, please?
yeah,
I
can
did
you
that.
maximize?
Yeah, you have to expand it. Like it has got collapse. Like you have to click that plus button.
Yeah, I did. Oh, okay. So, okay. I did, and I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Then I clicked on the comments also. It actually goes like that. Okay. Got it.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Shall we move?
What you got the, what was it was question? I didn't get,
No,
Hema.
actually, the editor had, collapsed all the set of import commands into a single line. So she had, like, he was assuming that there was only single line something, and so
Oh,
I asked her to expand it just to make it visible.
okay.
So it was just an editor issue that she was not aware.
Okay. That's what I was also thinking.
Okay.
Uh,
So team, like, yeah. So this was all about window handles that we saw yesterday, and so this is how you manage different pop-up windows. Okay, and so other things like, so these are the mostly key things that you will be dealing going further. As this is as part of the basics, you should be aware of all these things is something I showed you. Now, how now the thing is, we will learn today unit test framework. What this is a basic unit test framework that mostly every Selenium person when he works with Python mostly tries to learn with. So what we will do is we will write this login function.
I have one question, Pawan, in this. Pawan, before we start, I have a question here
Mm,
regarding the Windows handler actually.
mm.
So suppose if you are using a script in multiple browsers, so each browser we need to write the script differently. Suppose I want to execute in Chrome, I want to execute in the same script, I want to execute Chrome, Firefox, example.
Mm.
So,
See, whenever you are closing a browser or a pop-up window and opening it, you have to catch the window handle at that time.
so
So
do we need to clear out the window handler before we close the browser?
you don't need to clear the window handles. It automatically, because see, when you are launching that pop-up, see, basically what happens is the master pop-up window remains the same irrespective of how many times you close the pop-up window and relaunch it. The only thing that will change is if you launch multiple times the pop-up windows, the uh, the master pop-up windows ID will remain the same because you haven't closed it. But if you launch that pop-up window again and again in the same script, the the ID keeps changing. So window handles will automatically be catching in that particular index, because see, this is the, suppose for example, the ID of pop-up window. Then if you close it and relaunch it, this list will automatically get updated, driver.windows handles. So you have to make sure
Okay.
that you don't use that login pop-up window variable, because if you somewhere you relaunch that window handle somewhere, if after this, suppose after this, if you close the browser, close the pop-up window, and
Okay.
suppose I write something, script of close pop-up window, okay, then if I launch pop-up window again, then my ID changes. So how will I catch that? I will catch it again like this. What I will say, driver. I haven't switched to that, so this is how I take driver dot switch to, sorry. So login dot pop-up window driver dot, this way also you can do. No, this way you can't do. Sorry, this is how window handles, and in bracket, this is how we do. This will this is the line that will always reassign a login pop-up window that has been newly launched for you, and then
And why we use always one in this, Pawan?
because driver.window handles has always list of two values, and we know that 0 is always coming up as uh, the window handle for master window. We have to get the handle of login window, that is a pop.
Okay, it has a master value also in that.
ah driver.windows
Okay, okay,
driver.window handles will always have
okay,
all
okay.
the
Now,
windows that have been opened.
oh, now I got it. Okay.
See, when you start your program, with this point. So from this point, how many windows have been launched in those series? It will keep catching the window handle IDs uh, in that context. So if there are 5 windows that have been launched,
Oh,
then you will have 5 IDs. If you close any one of them, then the 4 values you might expect in the list. So this list,
oh,
the window handles ID, how many windows you have launched within this session is what we say.
oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I got it now.
Okay. Any okay. So now like so this is about things, and now we will try to execute the same test cases in form of unit test framework. So what unit test framework looks like is something we will see. So basically, if you see unit test framework, so basically this is nothing but mostly even developers of Python use this framework to do the uh, basic smoke test for them, or unit tests what we say. Okay, so what can you see here is it's a pi it's something referred to as a pi unit, and and is a Python language version of JUnit. So if you have used JUnit in past, like I'm sure only uh, Sudhir might have worked on it, but nothing to worry for others. This is just basics that I'm going to cover. So how basically a unit test framework is used. So if you see here, they have written import unit test. So similarly, I will be writing unit test where I will be using the unit test class. So this is a unit test module that I will be importing in my scripts, and then and I will be writing a simple class file which will be importing all the uh, the attributes of the unit test framework. And if you see every function that has been written in this class starts with test underscore. Okay, so if the method doesn't start with the test underscore name inside the class, then that method won't get executed, because test underscore is a prefix for any method name inside the class that tells the unit test framework that it is a test to be executed. Okay, so we will see that, and we write at the end if this is a main loop which we mostly execute. So till now we were not executing if name main loop. Now we have to execute. So what exactly this script is doing is basically your script execution starts at this point, and it sees that you execute me everything that is unit test.main. So unit test.main is a inbuilt function that calls that particular class which has imported unit test.test case. So this is an inheritance method how we generally uh, import different test cases. So at this moment, not to worry about much why this came here. Just think that you are working on unit test framework. You have imported it in a class with this line, and then you started writing your test methods like this. And rest is all those things that you do in the test cases, like any methods that we do. So let us convert our scripts into unit test framework scripts. Okay. So let me copy this, or let me take simple example first. So team, like uh, if you see this is a script, right? Now let me first write simple basic unit test framework. Okay, and then I click finish. I say okay. Okay, so what did they do for us? We were starting directly writing, the import and all those things. Those things definitely we will be writing here. But what we should start when we write unit test frameworks is, okay, we can start it this way as well. Import Selenium, sorry, from Selenium, import uh, WebDriver. Okay, and then I will write import unit test. See here, the unit test is a inbuilt thing framework that is coming with Python installation itself. Okay, so in Python, when you install like a default Python, you will have this framework that automatically comes with you. You don't have to explicitly install unit test anywhere, like pip install what we did for Selenium. Selenium doesn't come by default with Python. That's why we had to do pip install Selenium to bring the Selenium bindings of Python in our in our particular uh, development environment. So development environment is something which I am doing right now. So unit test is something I write. Then I say class. So class method. Sorry. So class, if you remember, we had written simple classes, and now I say that basic. So you can write any name, and just to remind you, the name of the file of this py file is not necessary to be same as what the class name is. Generally, if you work in Java, I'm not sure about .NET, but uh, the class name has to be mandatory the same as what the file name is. So in our case, if it would have been basic unit test framework.java, then it would have been mandatory for us to write class name as same basic unit test framework. So Sudhir, is it the same thing that in Java how you see in .NET?
Similar, but it is not mandatory in .NET.
Okay, okay, fine. So now I'm going to
Other functionality is same.
okay, okay. So class, I say login. Login would be too much. Maybe basic unit test. Okay, and what I say, from the unit test framework, I will import test case class. A test case class. See now, what is this? Sorry, what is this? If I click here, it redirects me to this unit test. This is something that has come from inbuilt Python libraries. Okay, now inside the class, I have to write what? I have to write the test methods, right? So test underscore, I say launch app, launch make my trip. Okay, this is a simple thing, and I write self. Make a habit that whenever you are writing any methods inside the class, you first pass self as the parameter. Okay, so this is def. Okay, now uh, what I have to do, I have to launch the browser and load the URL. So what I will do, driver equal to webdriver dot firefox. Okay, and then I will say driver dot uh, get URL is something. So I will copy this. Okay, so what I will be showing you is in unit tests how you write the test methods which are nothing but actually the test cases. So one method says that this is my one test case, and other method that I will write, it will be another test case. So these two methods will execute one after the other. Okay, driver dot get. Okay, and then I say driver dot set page load timeout, say 60 seconds, and then I say driver dot maximize window. Okay, now once I maximize my window, now in any test case, what we do, we generally add some verifications, right? When you say that okay, my this particular window got launched, okay, when you will say that okay, my uh, web page got launched correctly, either you will see the logo, or you will see a login button, or you will see some options here which confirms you that your page has loaded. But how Selenium will understand? You have to tell Selenium that you verify if anything is visible for you on the page. Then you can say okay, the uh, you know the launch of Make My Trip app on the browser has happened successfully. So in our case, suppose this if I launch this page, for example. Okay, now let us say I after clicking this, I am expecting uh, this particular option to be available, or I say that once this option is available for me, then I say that the login sorry, the Make My Trip app has launched. Or even if I can say the title of the page has, sometimes what happens is even if the title comes up, the page doesn't get loaded. So that's why we have to always take some verification points that are part of the page. So login is a part of page. So if that comes up, then definitely we are sure that this verifies that the page has launched. Okay. So for example, so span login is something I see. Okay. So if ID is this, so the problem is this is a new UI. Let me go to this tab. I will launch this URL instead for old UI, and now I yeah. So this now this time again I inspect the element and I see that this is SSL login. Okay. Now I say that if this element is visible or is present in the page, then I am fine to say that okay, uh, this particular test has passed for me. How will you do that? First, what you will say, uh, login option, you know, login option is, or I would say, login option present. So this is a boolean value that I'm trying to do. Driver dot find element which I'm looking for ID. It's a simple login, and then I say dot is here. If I say is displayed, is enabled, is selected, out of this you obviously have a understanding that we are just trying to see if this is visible or not. So now I say that okay, is displayed. So what this will return is either true or false. Okay, this is a boolean value. Boolean means either true or false value. See here, if I control click on this, it whether the element is visible to the user is what its comment is saying. So if you say that is displayed, if this login button, that is ID, is coming up on the UI, then this particular entity will return the value as true. Okay, for your reference, uh, I will print this. You will see what it exactly prints. So this is one thing. Okay, now I have taken this result into login option present. Now how will I say that this has passed or failed? So what I will do, I will use a functionality of unit test where I will write self dot assert. So if you see, what we actually do is unit test dot test case is something we have imported, right? And we have to use some of the functionalities that are coming from the test case methods. Okay, so assert.
Pawan, here I have a question here.
Yeah,
So you're saying the test cases, right? So what if I have my own test case repository? How I can use that?
like what do you mean by your test case repository? Where is it?
Suppose it's a project, right? If I write, I have all manual test cases and I'm converting into automation, right? So I have in the repository sitting in the one of the bug tools, testing tools.
Hmm.
So are we going to use those test cases anytime, or these unit
Yes,
test cases is
yes. So these, first of all, like just to show you this, these are the test cases, nothing but those cases which you have written in your test case management tool, right? So either you might be using test link, or you might be using Zephyr for,
Jira or HPQC, whatever?
right. So those are the same test cases which you are actually converting them into the scripts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you will going to cover those later point of time, right?
So like as part of this course, like if you want, like I can write those set of test cases, and so this is nothing but,
Yeah, that will really help us, because normally what happens, we already have a repository,
right.
right? So
So right now I don't have any tool as such, because every tool needs a license. But I can maintain an Excel sheet where I will write the test cases.
yeah,
And
Excel sheet also works good. Yes.
okay, so consider,
I'm not asking you today if you cover as part of your session sometime, that is actually we are going to use in of the projects.
right. I agree. So when a person joins the course, like it's assumed that he understands that what we are doing, but it's okay. Like it's a good input for me. So I will definitely, what I will do today, I will create that test case sheet. 5 to 6 test cases I will create. Okay, and then
Pawan,
Yes.
I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right back. I'm going to be away from the desk for a few minutes.
okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Yeah, Paul, I'm not asking you today itself, whenever you know, in next few classes, if you cover, so that it will be clear for.
So I will come up with that, and
Yeah.
definitely I will show you that. So this is the thing right now. Okay, login option present equal to driver dot find element by ID is displayed. This will return me the boolean value, either true or false, if it is present on UI. Okay, and now what I have to do, I have to assert. Okay, so if you see here how assertions are used. So if you see here, some of them have used assert dot equal. What does this mean? They are asserting some equality between the first parameter and the second parameter. Okay, we will see that right now. So where is it? Yeah. Okay. So I have imported. So what happens here? Undefined test case. Why is it? Oh, sorry. So please take care of case sensitivity. Okay, and now self dot assert. See, there are so many kinds of assertions. Self dot assert, assert, almost equals, and all these things. So there are something called assert equal. What does it say? It says that what you are passing as a first parameter should be equal to the second parameter. If they are not equal, then the message is thrown. So this line, what we say, this decides whether your test should mark itself as pass or fail. So in our case, what I say, assert uh, true. So what does it say? Check the expression is true. If not, then fail. Because login option present is either going to get the value either true or false. So there is no point in comparing its value with the string true or false, right? Because we have the assertion which verifies it. So assert true is something I will use. Okay, and I will say login. What is the expression? It is the first parameter is login option present. So if that's not the case, then we will say what is the error message. This is a error message that you can throw if the assertion goes false. Okay, logically what we can give the message here is, I know that the login option, if it doesn't come, then only this message will be printed. So you have to write the message accordingly. You say that login option not found, so the page didn't load properly, is what we can throw the message. Okay, so in so what makes us confirm is this line. This line will return us the the boolean value depending upon if the login button is visible, is displayed, and then we have this assertion true. So what self dot assert true says, that whichever expression you give me as a first parameter, if it is true, then I will say my this line gets executed successfully. or else I will throw error saying that there was a false expression that came and you are asking me to assert it as a true. So that is not happening. So I will fail the test case at this moment and throw this message. So let me execute this first. So if name, yeah, equal to main, okay, simply unit test dot main I write here. So these are just so hello.
Yeah, Pawan.
Okay, so yeah, so if I run this now, let me show you. Nothing, the execution remains the same. You will not see something exceptional. The only thing is, uh, like you will see a print of saying is displayed. It will say true, okay, because that window, it gets loaded and we are expecting that particular login option to be present. Mm, okay.
Pawan,
Yeah.
is it only for me if the video is like really slow and it's stuck, or is it for the others also?
I'm not sure.
I can hear you very clearly, but I feel like the screen keep.
Right now, are you saying
If you,
this moment?
Kavita, Sudhir, I can
Yeah,
see
audience.
it, but
I can see that you is loading, right?
it is loading. But I feel like it's often getting kind of stuck. It's kind of slow, I think, the video. Did you feel that, or is it
Uh, okay, that
no?
might be
Hema, I just see the Firefox loading.
yeah. Okay. So once I maximize the browsers here, through the script, then I print something here. So this true says that the driver dot find element by ID is displayed, has got this element in the visible area. So this returned me as true and I asserted it. So say for example, if I write something like this, so say I write something like this, because I know there is no element with such thing in the UI. And if I try to run this, and you can expect this message to be printed this time and this line to be printing us as false. Okay. Mm, what was it? Okay. Yeah, no such element exception has been thrown. Unable to locate the element. Okay. If there is, okay, if there is no such thing. Okay, this assertion can be done in a better way with using try catch block. What we can do is, let's not print this one. Okay, and okay, if any non-existing thing we try to expect, suppose I go to some other page, say. So what I'm saying is this particular is displayed. Why did this exception got thrown? Was because this element is not present. Uh, this is displayed is expecting either a correct locator to be used, and also, like, if you see, uh, this particular line actually threw us the exception. So this won't help us to find the elements if it is displayed or not. So we have to be precise about giving the locator IDs or the locators, where what we say. Let me try to run this. Okay. Now, okay. So if you see, this test case got passed because this login option was present. Now, if I say uh, if this is something that is not visible right now, because I have to scroll this, right? Now, suppose I say this is something that is not immediately visible. Say this is a link or other retail stores. If I say I want to verify this, let me tell you, is displayed considers only that part which is not, which is displayed in the visible area, okay, not in the non-visible area. So if I say find element by link text, and this is the text that I was expecting, if it is not displayed, then it will say the so this assert doesn't say confirm that our this particular has launched successfully. So say, okay, let us see this way, because is displayed will look out for the visible area, and in visible area, in this visible area, if this login option stores is not present, it will fail there. Okay, this went good, by the way. So let me try something like this. Hmm, okay. Seems some issue with this keyword. Maybe what I will say, if I have to assert something else, let's say, mm, if I come to this option, and if I say my URL is this, okay, for example, let's consider this way, okay, if my URL has changed, or maybe the title, what I can say, if I say my title when I launch is contains this particular string, that is holiday packages India holidays, this way. So I can say, let me change my assertion method. Okay, I say title, that is actual title is equal to driver dot uh, find element by sorry, driver dot current URL, right? This will title. Okay, so actual title will be getting the value of the title of the window that has been launched. Okay, now I want to just verify its equality with the expected string. Now assert true is something not that I will not use, because I have to verify this should be equal with something, right? So if I say I am getting some value here, okay, actual title equal to, suppose at runtime I get some value like this, say like holiday packages, comma, and everything, whatever is coming up. So if I say uh, I want to verify it exactly equal, then I have to put the whole string. If I say that assert, there are many assert ways. Okay, assert in means, what does assert in means? Just like if there is a member that is part of container. So now I say that if the string, that is, okay, there are other asserts methods as well, to just to walk you through. If I can use any other thing, no. Assert in is something that I can use as of now. So what I say, member means the person, member means the string which should be part of the container. So what is the string that is part of container? I say that holiday packages, okay, is something that should be part of the title. Which title? The actual title. Okay, and if it is not, then I will throw the message saying the uh, MMT app didn't load properly. Okay, to keep it simple. So what does this line means? If this string is inside this actual title, then this line goes as true. This assertion goes as true. If not, then it will fail and throw this message for us. So let us quickly go through this. First, we have to verify if we are asserting correctly. First, we see, okay, holiday packages. See, the title of the page has holiday packages in it. Okay, now we have to assert it. And this holiday packages is part of something that we are asserting, right? This is a string that we are expecting in that actual title. If that is true, then if this goes as true, then this assert goes as true and your test case passes. So these are the expressions that you give inside, and what kind of verifications you want to do inside that depends on what type of assertion you are doing. So assert equals means if you say these two strings should be exact equal. If not equal, then these strings should not be equal is something you say. See here, now this test case went past, so that's why we see ran one test and there was nothing to print, so it said ran one test. Now if I write another test case similarly, okay, uh, okay, just to show you the failure, if I say assert equal, okay, so it is expecting the first parameter should be exact equal to the second parameter, which is not in our case because I know that our actual title is something print actual title here. If I rerun this will fail here because holiday packages is part of that string, but the title of the string is not exactly equal to it. So you can expect a failure with this message, didn't load properly. Right, so now you see this is not an exception but an assertion error that has been thrown by our inbuilt method. So this line actually threw us this uh, failure, saying that there was one test case that was ran, okay, and it failed. Right, so this is how you see in the console output whether the test case passed or failed. And these are the messages as the third parameter in the assertions that come up only when it violates that particular assertion. That means if any expression that you give for assertion, if that fails, then only that message is printed. It is not a message that actually comes up after successful execution of the any expression that we give. So if in our case, if anything is equal, then this message won't be printed, but you can print later, say after this line always. It is a good habit that after asserting, you can write what exactly you achieved. So the title of the page contains the expected value. So uh, so the MMT app launched correctly. So this is the message you print, because once this goes true, then only you say something like this is a message for when you see on the console output, right? When you see this message as coming up on the console window, then while seeing the test case results, you will say that okay, this assertion went good, that's why it printed this line. Okay, else if you don't print it anyways, it is going to say pass. But it's always good for the logging purpose that after assertions you print the expected thing that you wanted to do in that test case, right? Our test case motive was to verify if holiday packages is part of actual title. So this is assert in that I'm using, right? Now I say I will run it. So at this moment, if this line gets passed, then it moves further in the script. So you can put multiple assertions in your script. See, what was the title at the runtime? This was the title. And what we expected was if holiday packages is in this actual title. So holiday packages, what we expected is in this title. So that's why assertion went true, and it didn't print this line, but it moved further and printed us this line. So this is the basic example that I wanted to cover. Tomorrow I will add one more test case, and then I will show further things in the unit test framework. So any queries, team here?
Nothing currently, Pawan.
So were you able to catch the like basic understanding about unit test?
Yeah, I need to do some practice. So
How about Hema and Kavita?
Little bit, Pawan, I need to go through again through the video.
Mm-hmm.
Same here, Pawan.
Okay. But actually, did you get the idea that when we didn't import unit test something in our scripts, we were not having any such methods available for us to assert. So basically, when you say that you are using unit test framework, it is set of test cases that you can arrange in a class and use the assertion methods from unit test class. So this is a unit test framework that is imported. These assertion methods are available because of unit test that you have imported. So once, so after end, so at the end or maybe intermediately, you can put many assertions and perform different actions and say that this test case actually went good or bad. So there can be multiple test cases which will run one after the other. So we will see this tomorrow.
Okay,
yeah,
okay, Pawan.
Okay.
yeah. Thanks, Pawan. Yeah,
Okay
Thanks,
then.
Pawan.
So you can expect this video again today, like, on a soon, like because yesterday I had some issues with the internet, and so ideally, what time you guys prefer seeing the videos?
For me, I will see only tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me too, Pawan. Tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. So I will make sure I will upload the videos as early as possible after the sessions.
yeah, sure, Pawan.
Thanks, Pawan.
If at all
Thanks,
you have
Pawan.
any queries while practicing, please drop me a mail. I will definitely try to address you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.